Try to do the following questions and check your level of knowledge. 61. Which of the following can create barriers to the success of watershed management projects? A. Effective coordination among local, regional, and national agencies. B. Lack of proper funding and resources for implementation. C. Clear communication and collaboration among stakeholders. D. Well-defined policies and regulations on resource management. Answer: B. Lack of proper funding and resources for implementation. 62. How does pollution contribute to the challenges of watershed management? A. By improving water quality and reducing health risks. B. By complicating the task of maintaining clean and safe water resources. C. By enhancing agricultural productivity. D. By increasing biodiversity in the watershed. Answer: B. By complicating the task of maintaining clean and safe water resources. 63. What is a challenge of monitoring and evaluation, M&E, in watershed management? A. High costs and lack of reliable data for accurate assessments. B. The ability to quickly measure the success of a project. C. Overabundance of M&E tools and technologies. D. Immediate availability of monitoring data from all stakeholders. Answer: A. High costs and lack of reliable data for accurate assessments. 64. The size of a watershed is generally determined by A. The area of land that drains into a specific water body such as a river, lake, or ocean. B. The amount of rainfall received within a given year. C. The population density within the watershed area. D. The amount of soil erosion occurring in the watershed. Answer: A. The area of land that drains into a specific water body such as a river, lake, or ocean. 65. A large watershed typically has which of the following characteristics? A. Lower runoff and more water storage capacity. B. More complex hydrological processes and diverse ecosystems. C. Higher erosion rates and reduced water quality. D. Smaller agricultural areas and fewer human settlements. Answer: B. More complex hydrological processes and diverse ecosystems. 66. Which of the following factors does not directly influence the size of a watershed? A. Topography. B. Geology. C. Vegetation type. D. Proximity to urban areas. Answer: D. Proximity to urban areas. 67. The term watershed refers to A. The height of the land that determines the flow of water. B. The boundary of a river basin, including all the land that drains into it. C. A specific water body such as a lake or river. D. The volume of water in a river at any given time. Answer: B. the boundary of a river basin, including all the land that drains into it. 68 watersheds can vary in size. Which of the following is true about a small watershed? A. It typically drains a small area of land and may be a tributary to a larger river system. B. It covers a large area and can include multiple rivers and lakes. C. It generally has a high level of water pollution due to urban development. D. It is more likely to be unaffected by seasonal weather patterns. Answer: A. It typically drains a small area of land and may be a tributary to a larger river system. 69. Which of the following is a key consideration when managing a large watershed? A. It is easier to control because it is smaller and less complex. B. Different parts of the watershed may have distinct environmental, social, and economic characteristics. C. There are no challenges in managing the water flow. D. It has a lower rate of erosion compared to small watersheds. Answer: B. Different parts of the watershed may have distinct environmental, social, and economic characteristics. 70. The size of a watershed can affect which of the following aspects of water management? A. The rate of evaporation from surface water bodies. B. The uniformity of water distribution across the entire area. C. The complexity of implementing flood control and water conservation strategies. D. The ability of large watersheds to store water without additional infrastructure. Answer: C. The complexity of implementing flood control and water conservation strategies. 71. A watershed's size and its drainage network are most directly related to A. The type of vegetation found in the area. B. The amount of rainfall and seasonal variation in precipitation. C. The extent of urbanization and industrialization within the watershed. D. The geographical size of the area that contributes runoff to the water body. Answer: D. The geographical size of the area that contributes runoff to the water body. 72. In watershed management, why is it important to consider the size of the watershed? A. The size directly determines the temperature of the water bodies within the watershed. B. Larger watersheds often involve more stakeholders and require more complex management plans. C. Smaller watersheds do not require management efforts. D. Watershed size does not influence water quality or quantity. Answer: B. Larger watersheds often involve more stakeholders and require more complex management plans. 73. A small watershed might be easier to manage compared to a large watershed because A. It has fewer environmental challenges and a simpler water flow system. B. It requires no monitoring or data collection. C. It typically has fewer stakeholders and conflicts over water use. D. It has a more stable climate that does not change with seasons. Answer: A. It has fewer environmental challenges and a simpler water flow system. 74. The shape of a watershed is primarily determined by A. The soil type and vegetation cover. B. The topography and landscape features such as ridges and valleys. C. The climate conditions in the region. D. The number of rivers and streams within the watershed. Answer: B. The topography and landscape features such as ridges and valleys. 75. Which of the following is a characteristic of a dendritic watershed shape? A. A circular or oval shape with no significant tributaries. B. A branching pattern resembling a tree, where streams flow from smaller branches into a larger river. C. A shape that follows the contour of the land with little variation in elevation. D. A watershed shape influenced by a series of parallel ridges and valleys. Answer: B. A branching pattern resembling a tree, where streams flow from smaller branches into a larger river. 76. What is a key feature of a circular watershed shape? A. It has multiple, widely spaced tributaries that converge into a single main river. B. Water flow is concentrated in a central point, with streams radiating outward. C. It is most commonly found in mountainous regions. D. The watershed has a complex network of meandering streams. Answer: B. Water flow is concentrated in a central point, with streams radiating outward. 77. Which watershed shape is most commonly associated with regions that experience strong tectonic activity and faulting? A. Dendritic. B. Radial. C. Rectangular. D. Trellis. Answer: C. Rectangular. 78. A trellis watershed shape is characterized by A. Parallel streams flowing through valleys separated by ridges, often seen in folded or tilted sedimentary rock formations. B. A single stream that cuts through the watershed in a straight line. C. Streams radiating out from a central high point. D. An irregular, fractured network of streams. Answer: A. Parallel streams flowing through valleys separated by ridges, often seen in folded or tilted sedimentary rock formations. 79. The shape of a watershed influences which of the following? A. The rate of water flow and drainage patterns. B. The seasonal temperature variation within the watershed. C. The soil quality across the watershed. D. The elevation of the surrounding areas. Answer: A. The rate of water flow and drainage patterns. 80. In a radial watershed shape, where do the streams typically flow? A. In multiple parallel lines with minimal variation in direction. B. From a central peak outward, like the spokes of a wheel. C. From lowland areas to highland regions. D. In a tightly controlled, uniform pattern. Answer: B. from a central peak outward, like the spokes of a wheel. 81. What is a typical feature of watersheds with a dendritic shape? A. Streams that flow in straight lines with little to no branching. B. A high concentration of tributaries flowing into a central river, resembling tree branches. C. Streams that radiate out from a central point. D. Parallel, evenly spaced streams. Answer: B. A high concentration of tributaries flowing into a central river, resembling tree branches. 82. Why is the shape of a watershed important for water management? A. It determines the color of the water and the types of fish that live in it. B. It influences the flow patterns of water, affecting flood risk, erosion, and water quality. C. It determines the geographic location of water bodies. D. It dictates the types of crops that can be grown in the area. Answer: B. It influences the flow patterns of water, affecting flood risk, erosion, and water quality. 83. A watershed with a rectangular shape typically has A. Complex, irregular stream patterns caused by natural geological faults. B. Streams that follow a series of right-angled turns due to fault lines or joints in the bedrock. C. Streams that radiate outward from a single point. D. Parallel valleys with relatively uniform water flow. Answer: B. Streams that follow a series of right-angled turns due to fault lines or joints in the bedrock. 84. Topography refers to the A. Climate patterns of a region. B. Physical features of the Earth's surface, including landforms and their elevations. C. Vegetation cover in a given area. D. Soil composition in a given landscape. Answer: B. Physical features of the Earth's surface, including landforms and their elevations. 85. Which of the following topographic features is most likely to result in increased erosion? A. Gentle slopes and flat land. B. Steep slopes and mountains. C. River valleys with a large floodplain. D. Wetlands with abundant vegetation. Answer: B. Steep slopes and mountains. 86. The term watershed is closely related to topography because it refers to A. The climate of a specific region. B. The area of land that drains water into a common outlet, such as a river or lake, shaped by landforms. C. The vegetation cover of a region. D. The distribution of soil types across a region. Answer: B. The area of land that drains water into a common outlet, such as a river or lake, shaped by landforms. 87. Which of the following topographic features can influence water flow and drainage patterns? A. Rivers and lakes. B. Mountain ranges, valleys, and ridges. C. Agricultural practices. D. Seasonal rainfall patterns. Answer B. Mountain ranges, valleys, and ridges. 88. How does topography affect soil erosion in a watershed? A. Flat terrains have higher erosion rates compared to steep slopes. B. Steep terrains increase runoff and erosion, while flatter areas allow more water infiltration. C. Erosion is unaffected by topography. D. Only wetlands experience soil erosion regardless of topography. Answer B. Steep terrains increase runoff and erosion, while flatter areas allow more water infiltration. 89. In a mountainous topography, which of the following is most likely to occur? A. Minimal surface runoff due to slow water movement. B. The formation of deep valleys and rapid water drainage. C. Extensive groundwater recharge with no surface runoff. D. High agricultural productivity due to flat terrain. Answer B. The formation of deep valleys and rapid water drainage. 90. A divide in topography refers to A. A location where water collects and drains to a specific point. B. A boundary line separating one watershed from another, often along a ridge or mountain. C. A flat area where two rivers merge. D. A depression in the land where water collects. Answer B. A boundary line separating one watershed from another, often along a ridge or mountain. 91. The presence of valleys and ridges in topography typically leads to A. Decreased flow of rivers and streams. B. Altered patterns of erosion and sediment deposition. C. Uniform water flow with no variations. D. More consistent and predictable rainfall patterns. Answer B. Altered patterns of erosion and sediment deposition. 92. In terms of topography, what impact do coastal areas have on the surrounding watershed? A. Coastal areas have no impact on the surrounding watershed. B. Coastal areas reduce the flow of rivers to the sea. C. Coastal topography can influence the flow and drainage of nearby watersheds. D. Coastal regions increase the elevation of nearby watersheds. Answer C. Coastal topography can influence the flow and drainage of nearby watersheds. 93. How does the topography of a watershed affect flood risks? A. Watersheds with steeper topography generally have lower flood risks due to faster drainage. B. Watersheds with flatter topography and low elevation tend to have higher sediment risks due to slower drainage. C. Topography does not influence flood risks. D. Flood risks are only determined by climate, not topography. Answer B. Watersheds with flatter topography and low elevation tend to have higher sediment risks due to slower drainage. 94. Watershed delineation refers to the process of A. Identifying and mapping the boundaries of a watershed. B. Defining the specific plant species within a watershed. C. Determining the water quality of a watershed. D. Estimating the rainfall distribution within a watershed. Answer: A. Identifying and mapping the boundaries of a watershed. 95. What is the main purpose of delineating a watershed? A. To increase the number of water bodies within a region. B. To determine the amount of water available for urban development. C. To establish the boundary where all the water drains to a common outlet. D. To monitor the agricultural productivity of the area. Answer: C. To establish the boundary where all the water drains to a common outlet. 96. Which of the following is typically used to help delineate a watershed boundary? A. Rainfall distribution data. B. Elevation and topographic maps. C. Soil types and agricultural activities. D. Stream flow data only. Answer: B. Elevation and topographic maps. 97. Watershed delineation is most commonly done using which type of map or data? A. Satellite imagery and digital elevation models, DEMS. B. Soil maps and vegetation surveys. C. Historical rainfall data and weather patterns. D. Population density maps. Answer: A. Satellite imagery and digital elevation models, DEMS. 98. In watershed delineation, a divide refers to A. The area where water flows into a river. B. The boundary between two neighboring watersheds, often marked by higher elevation landforms. C. A section of a watershed where water is collected and stored. D. The place where multiple streams meet in a watershed. Answer: B. The boundary between two neighboring watersheds, often marked by higher elevation landforms. 99. What is the role of a stream gauge in watershed delineation? A. To measure the temperature of the water in the watershed. B. To determine the amount of rainfall that falls within the watershed. C. To help identify the flow direction and boundaries of streams, aiding in watershed delineation. D. To monitor water quality and pollution levels. Answer: C. To help identify the flow direction and boundaries of streams, aiding in watershed delineation. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel and share for your friends. See you next time.